Alright, so that last one, I don't think you could hear me very well, so we're gonna do it again. Alright, this time on a quieter block than last time. So, what I was saying was that this whole thing about James Gunn taking over the DCU, no more DCU, and Saffron, taking over is not going to change anything. Not that I mean, it literally is. It's probably going to change a lot, but a lot of people think that it's going to be better and it's going to be great. It won't be. It won't be. And you know why? Because it doesn't change what those movies are going to be. And what I mean by that is they're going to be a copy of the Marvel movies. Not exactly, but he will take their lead, their scrapbook, that tracing book. Marvel made pretty much a perfect 15-year trace book for him to look at, for James Gunn to look at and do exactly what he wants to. And he will copy them. And the reason why that's bad is because Marvel just isn't what needs to be copied. Okay? I'm afraid he's not going to do anything original. He's not going to do anything original. He's going to copy them. But people aren't going to see it because he's going to take the quirky DC characters from movies or comic books that have been on the sidelines. Or, no, scratch that. Think about people like, I can't even think of it now. Think about people like Booster Gold. He's going to give people like that movies. Except it's going to be the same thing that Marvel did. He's going to follow their path. He's going to start a couple movies, independent, and then eventually they will meet up. And I don't think that people, the DC people who are praising James Gunn, know what his directing's like. Not everyone who knows him knows what his directing style is like. Not everyone likes him, number one, but I guess that's okay. It doesn't really matter too much if they like him or not. They elected him. Now he is the president of that side of, I don't know if it's connected to, DC is connected to it, whatever it's connected to, but he is the president on that side, and what he says goes. Here's what made me think about this, right? When he did actually say Henry Cavill is not coming back as Superman and Gal Gadot isn't coming back as Wonder Woman, then I was like, okay, maybe he might be doing something different, maybe. But I know for a fact he's still going to follow Marvel's lead. He will. Not that that's bad. We all want a great team up. We all want to see a great JLA. Okay? Like a good JLA team up. And I know what you're going to say, the Snyder. Fuck that, it's over. Get over it. No one wants to see the Snyder. Here's the thing. It was a small minority that got that movie to actually get made. A small minority. That minority does not want to see those other movies. They don't actually care about the Snyderverse. They just wanted to see that. Also, that Snyderverse was going nowhere. Where the hell was that going to go? Think about that. Think about at the end of Justice League, how Martian Manhunter comes down to Bruce Wayne and asks him for his fucking phone number. I don't even know what he asked. He's just floating there, ominously, waiting for Bruce to say something. I don't even know. It was going nowhere. That Joker thing at the end, society, it was all going nowhere. So I'm glad, let me look into the camera to say this. I'm glad that Snyder Cut is fucking off. Now, past that, aside from that, the complaints people have had with James Gunn already. He's too mean. He's been an asshole. James Gunn has been an asshole his entire career. Not his entire career, but a lot of it. That's number one. Number two, Zack Snyder, well, no, fuck him, pass him. Number two, he got rid of Henry Cavill, like I said. People are angry about that. He's a terrible Superman. Why the fuck would he keep him? It makes no sense. That's why I'm making this video now, because there isn't going to be a video this week with me at my normal place, because number one, I'm traveling tomorrow. I'm taking a plane, I'm traveling, and it's Christmas, so let that car pass, and it's Christmas, so whatever. But that's number one. Number two, James Gunn, what was the other complaint? What did they say? No one's gonna watch. Oh, he's going to he's going to bring what's his name, Timothy Chalamet type to play Superman. Number one, no one's thinking about how he's going to be the head of that for the next 10 years. 10 years. That influences who he picks. Not that I even want Timothy Chalamet. I'm just saying these characters have to grow into Superman. Okay? Look at that. These characters have to grow into Superman. Just because he picks someone that may not act and look like Superman right now doesn't mean they won't grow into it. I know everyone wants that. Wants the here and now. But sometimes you gotta relax and let it grow into. You know how no one... And here's the fucked up thing about Marvel, right? You know how no one at the beginning of Marvel was like, oh yeah, I could see your 10-year plan. No one even thought about the 10-year plan. The reason why people think, oh man, here. The reason why people even think that, oh, he's not going to be a good Superman, he's not going to be a good this, or you should get this guy, it's because of Marvel. Because Marvel's done, and credit to them, a great job with casting. So now, whenever a superhero movie comes out, people go, well, what did Marvel do? What did they do in this movie type? And that's the biggest problem he's going to face. Sorry about that plane. Small plane ride over San Francisco is something I've wanted to do for a long time. And I will eventually. What was I saying? Oh. That's the biggest thing he's going to struggle with. Is everything is going to be compared to Marvel. That's number one. So stop comparing to Marvel. Come on. Give him a chance. Everyone gave Marvel a chance. I don't know why they won't give him a chance. That's number one, right? No, that's like number three. Who knows? But the point is, he will be okay with the casting. That will happen. You have to let these characters grow into it. You know why no one watched Black Adam and all those characters sucked in that movie? Because it was, boom, throwing at you. It was thrown at you. A Black Adam movie? No one was ready for that shit. We don't even have a proper I'm so frustrated, I can't even think. We don't even have a proper Green Lantern movie. How are you gonna bring Black Adam into the verse and start a whole movie with other characters, and we don't even have a regular Green Lantern movie? A good Green Lantern movie with Hal Jordan or anybody. We don't even have a good one. That's why it failed. He jumped into a universe that was not ready for him. No one's ready for that. The Rock could have been a good Black Adam if he showed up in another movie and we were ready for him to have his own movie. I still don't even know why he chose Black Adam to start his whole thing. And I'm glad that shit failed. It's good that it failed. The reason why is because no one was ready for that. No one was ready for a Black Adam movie. That makes no sense. It's insane. To me, it's still hilarious to me that he even got that far. They even made the movie. I don't know why he didn't try to be Superman or something. Or a character that tries to at least fit in. A Black Adam movie out of nowhere? I mean, I'm sure a bunch of people had to look up who the fuck Black Adam even was. You have to get these people ready. The normal society of people who don't read comics and aren't into superheroes are not ready for a Black Adam movie. I don't know why they thought that would, but whatever. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, the casting. You have to let these people grow into their characters, because if we're all complaining, right, about him casting before he even cast anybody, how are we going to ever have good movies? Somebody answer me that. How are we ever going to have good DC movies if we can't even accept him killing off and making his own franchise? That's a Kevin Feige move. That's good. That's a good thing about Marvel, is that he sees the road and that he at least copied that. You know, it is going to be awkward with the Flash movie. Also, I don't know, but I kind of like that guy, the Flash guy. But yeah, I kind of like that guy, the Flash guy. But yeah, I'm glad he's gone, I guess. I don't really know. But the whole point is, how are you gonna accept a good DC movie and not even be ready for new casting? You can't have both. You can't have everything. People would, like, DC has been terrible for so long and has had gold in between. You know, the old Batman movies, the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, the occasionally the Zack Snyder verse was good. Occasionally. You've had pieces of gold. Joker movie. Okay? He fucking won the Oscar for that. You've had pieces of gold. But yet you have not had a whole treasure chest of gold that Marvel has. And this is the way to start that. You can't have good Marvel movies, good DC movies, if you want to even let the man cook. Let the man cook. Hold on, there's a car. You gotta let the man cook, or else you'll never get a good dish. Yeah, that's right. You have to let the man cook, or he'll never get a good dish. Imagine going up to a chef, right? And he's like, I'm gonna cook you the best sushi of your life. And you go up to him and say, I've had good sushi before. So this first one you make at your first job, it's not even his restaurant. He just cooks good sushi. You say, if it's not as good as the best I've had, man, I don't even want it. And then you ask him, well, what are you gonna make? And he tells you, I'm gonna make a roll. I'm gonna make a California roll. You go, I've already had great California. You can't possibly. So if you won't even let him change up the casting of it, so if you won't even let him change the casting, how are you gonna accept any good movie that comes your way? You won't. And that's a huge deal. The general public has to accept these movies, and they have to see them for it to keep going. Now, I get that James Gunn is pretty much guaranteed, it's 10 years. So he gets to do whatever he wants. That doesn't mean everything is going to be a success. And here's why it will disappoint you. Here's the point of the video. Here's why it'll disappoint everybody. Because it won't be what you want. The casting won't be what you want. The movies aren't going to be what you want. The DC movies aren't going to add up to what you want. They won't be like the comic books. They won't be like anything else. It'll be this initial couple DC movies will be ass to people who like the comic books. To the general public, though, they will be great. That's the whole point of these movies. You have to get everyone on board before people like me are on board, and I'm on board from the beginning because I'm going to see that movie. So it doesn't really matter. But you have to get the general public on board. Like Marvel got everyone else on board with them, DC has to do the same. So if they don't do it, then nothing's going to happen. There will be no success. And there will never be a Booster Gold movie if the general public doesn't start just putting a bunch of money into DC. So, number one, the casting won't be what you want. That's number one. He probably will cast someone like Timothée Chalamet for them to grow into the role. Everyone will hate it, but everyone else who's not these fucking nerds, like myself, sure, who complain about everything, it won't be what you want. That's number two. Number two, the story arcs are not going to be these giant webs connecting everything and everyone like people want them to. It just won't be like that. So what do we do after that? So it won't be what you want. That it will be the mass public first before, those movies have to go to everybody. So it won't be for you. And DC fans are notorious for not giving a dime to any movie that they like. So you either have to accept that these movies are going to be shit for the first, and not shit like that, but shit compared to what you want, what these nerds want. Okay, that's why you have to accept that these couple first movies, these castings, will be what everybody likes in the world to cast the widest net. We're not going to get good movies until 5 years. We're not going to get good movies until 5 years down the line. Easy. 5 years minimum. There's no way. But when that comes, you will be grateful that he did all those castings in the beginning and that he went that way in the beginning, because now we get good movies. So you have to play it that way. You have to think that way. Everyone right now is thinking we want the best DC movies, and for the most niche community, for the most niche but annoyingly loud community, which is the DC movie people who love DC movies. That's us. We want that, but we can't have that. There's no way. So until 5 years on, 6 years on, then we get movies we like. Until then, there will be no good movies. Not for us. There will be good movies for everyone else. They will be good movies for the whole general public, but you have to let him cast those people. You have to be open to everybody saying yes to the biggest people, saying yes to the castings that you don't like, saying yes to the story arcs that are annoying, or that are cliche, or that have been over in the comic books for 10 years. You're not going to see a Deadpool movie yet, but you will eventually. So unless you accept his castings and his behavior of that, you have to just accept it right now. You have to, because in a couple of years, James Gunn would have figured it out. Trust me. I have a hard time believing that he already is the wrong choice. Now, give him a couple of years, give him a couple more choices, a couple more castings, get Superman out of the way, get the new Superman out of the way and the new Batman out of the way, then talk to me about him not doing his job and being ass. Then talk to me about that. Let's see the first couple movies before you talk to me like that. You know what I mean? Let's see the first couple movies before we all say James Gunn was a bad choice. Before that, let's see the movies. There's too much talking, too much complaining. This is it. This is the time DC gets to start anew. This is like when I was like 12 years old and Marvel started Iron Man 1. We get to do that. We get to have that as DC people who love DC and comic books. That's what we get to see. Do you think Marvel nerds, were happy that the first movie was an Iron Man movie and that they cast Robert Downey Jr.? No one was happy about that. All those nerds, no, they didn't like that. They didn't love that. They weren't like, oh my god. People wanted him to have fought the guy with the whips for a long time. The guy with the whips for a long time, for years, right? They finally got it. Well, what's his name? That wrestler. And that movie was ass. And that like kind of ended the solo Iron Man series. I don't care what you say. Oh, it was part of the plan. I think they planned more Iron Man, but whatever. The point is, you have to let him cook in the kitchen. You have to get out the kitchen and you have to let James Gunn choose and cook in the kitchen. and then see what he makes. And again, if you already have it in your mind that you don't like the casting of Superman already before he says it, then I'm sorry, then you need to close your eyes for the next couple of years of DC movies until something good comes out. That's the only way. So I'm not going to do that, but still, I'm going to see every movie that comes out connected to him. But yeah, that's what you have to do. Every movie won't be that great. But yeah, it's funny. I thought this was going to be a short video, but it's not. But it's okay. Just be open to better movies is the point, okay? And this first Superman movie will be terrible. We won't like the person he cast, but in about 10 years, we'll love it. And we'll all look back on me in this video and say, Rain was right. Rain was right. We should have sit back and let him cook earlier because we were salivating too much. It's Marvel. That's the problem. It's Marvel. We're comparing it to Marvel. Even subconsciously, we are comparing it to Marvel. So yeah, thanks for anyone who watched this long video of me kind of breathing heavy the whole time because, you know, fucking San Francisco has hills. But yeah, and yeah, next week a new video, an actual review video of a movie, not just me complaining. Not even that I'm complaining. It's just I saw so many comments online that were like, "Oh, James Gunn," like they're just the multitude of comments all combined into James Gunn isn't doing a good job already. Bro, he let go of Henry Cavill. Every real DC fan knows he was an ass Superman. Be happy. Yes, he let go of a good Batman. I will admit that. He let go of a good Batman, and I think he let go of a very attractive Wonder Woman. But that's okay. Alright, thanks. Bye.